sidewalks.
Angie still has this,
Does she have that?
the plow with the little wing and everything, you know?
Yeah, that'd be a nice thing to put down there.
Yeah. I never seen a thing.
With the wheel on it. Well,
Right here.
you get the big storm though, they'd have to use it. I got 1 minute till they put Wally's for it. That horse, when, if you had your driveway or your sidewalk plowed or shoveled, that horse, Wally wouldn't say a word to that horse. If that horse went, he'd get by it and he'd stop and Wally'd shovel it out where
No
the
kidding.
horse filled it in. No, I think something for.
I'll suggest that to the boys tomorrow. Yeah,
Chris will be right on it. He'd be the first one to volunteer.
yeah. Uh-huh. I will suggest that to the boys tomorrow. I got one that would probably do it and be happy to do it. I swear to God. Yeah, he would stop the truck at every driveway and clean it out. I know he would.
Sean,
Nope, our new guy.
whatchamacallit, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, you have to shovel every driveway out when you go by it. He would stop and shovel every driveway out. He would. Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Great.
Well, I figured that plow was long gone.
You would think.
6:30.
Still got that.
Yeah.
6:30. Started.
Yep, started.
Okay. A motion to open the meeting, then a second. Joe makes the motion, Jim seconds it, all those in favor. Meeting's open, pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we have many resolutions to deal with, so let's get started. Resolution number 1, designation of community bank as the depository for town funds. Need a motion in a second. Jim makes the motion. Jill seconds it. All those in favor? Aye. If we're going too fast, okay, just let us know. Okay, resolution 2 is to address per diem expenses and mileage reimbursement for town officials. With the town board approved expenses will be as follows. Mileage expenses. This one went from 65 cents to 70 cents, okay, mile. All the other meal expenses remain the same from the previous year. $59 a day, 14 for breakfast, 20 for lunch, 25 for dinner. Motion in a second. Tim makes the motion, Jim seconds it, all those in favor? Aye. Designation of the fourth Monday of each month at 6:30 is the date and time for monthly board meetings. The official meeting place shall be the town of Waverly Town Office. Rescheduling of time and date may be subject to the availability of board members. It's a responsibility of each board member to notify the town clerk if he or she cannot be present for a regularly scheduled meeting. Also, the approval of the exact dates of town board meetings for 25. So there's a separate sheet. Way at the back. So we're following the formula exactly, all right, through this month in October. So we have to make decisions on November and December because of Thanksgiving, okay, and Christmas if we want to, okay? So the formula for November is November 24th. That's the Monday before Thanksgiving. This year, we moved it up a week, all right? So we had more time. And then the same thing with the December 22nd meeting, all right? Christmas was actually, okay, on that Wednesday, and our meeting would have been the 23rd. So we moved it to the previous week. So what does the board want to do?
Doesn't matter to me.
Doesn't matter, you know.
Whatever's-
Jim?
Looks good.
Sticking with the fourth Monday of the month?
Yeah.
All right, so somebody make,
For both November and December, the 4th. Okay,
okay,
then we'd be consistent.
all right. Tim makes a motion, we stick with the fourth Monday of the month, all right? Jill seconds it, all those in favor? So we'll eliminate the 17th of November, December 15th, and then we'll have that and we can put it on the website. Okay? So we've set that. And thanks for this idea. I know you mentioned it on vacation days, but it's a good thing to lay it all out and the public can have it. Resolution to empower the town supervisor, this is resolution 4, to empower the supervisor with the ability to invest surplus monies of the town of Waverly as he or she fits into the official depository.
Do we have surplus monies?
I was gonna ask the same question. Yeah, you beat me to it.
There's a money market account. It's an M&T money market account, okay? So when pretty soon, there's gonna be a pile of money rolling in as taxes are collected. So extra money's put there, okay? But then, as you go further and further in the year, that declines, of course, because we spend. So.
Is this a normal resolution that happens every year?
Yes, it is. Jim makes the motion. Tim seconds it. All those in favor? Aye. Resolution 5, empower Ernest Witkowski, Town Supervisor, as the budget officer for 2025 at the salary of $500.
Are we splitting that?
Let's approve this and I'll tell you what's gonna happen. Okay? I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen, okay?
That $250.
Is there a motion and a second?
Can you be the budget officer?
Yes, I can.
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
checking for because sometimes like you have an accountant, and bookkeeper, or someone in this assistant, so they oversee each other, so I wasn't sure if that was.
No, I'm
Okay,
it's clear. Remember those charts I showed you that I got at the conference I went
Yeah.
to? That's
okay.
big time authority of the supervisor. All those, we have a motion and a second, correct? All those in
That's
favor?
Jill. I don't have a second.
Jim seconds it. All those in favor? Aye. Since Roger wants to split this, I never collected, it was $500 in 2024. I never collected it. It stays there. And, you know, you don't want to put it to zero because I'm not going to be around forever, okay? So you want to keep something there, okay? Whoever's the, you know, the budget officer in the distant future. Answer your question, Roger?
Perfect, Eric, perfect.
Okay, all right. Resolution 6, appointment of Gray and Gray Associates as the town bookkeeper for the town of Waverly for the year 2025.
Have you been happy with them?
I'm generally very happy with them, except with the AUDs or the AFRs, okay? Just recently, okay, because Tim wanted information. So the 2020, okay, we're going back that far. It's never been approved by the controller's office, okay? This was submitted, okay, on July 25th, 2022. That was the 2020 budget. And then we thought that that was approved, it was sometime this fall that it was approved, okay, by the controller office. So it was over 2 years that that thing sat there before it was approved. And so they're working on 2021, so within the next month, 2021 is gonna be submitted. So that's my only criticism, because we were kind of told that 2020 was approved and that 2021 was submitted to the controller's office, and now they're working on it right now.
It's over 3 years behind, 2021, 22,
23.
and 23, so 4 years.
And the rule says you can't submit 2021 until 2020, okay?
So it just backs up.
It backs up. It's backed up, and we're gonna be backed up here in 2024. So that's, and again, I think Gray and Gray is a little responsible for this, because they were kind of telling us that 2021 was submitted because 2020 was approved, and that wasn't really accurate. But then, once it's submitted, it sits forever. And so, why don't you share with the board what
Well, I
we're
got,
hoping to do?
well, it never got submitted. Which one didn't get submitted? 2021?
21 is gonna be submitted, has
Right.
not been.
So it hadn't been, and as of 2022, we've had 3 years that it's been sitting in the.
Controller's office.
Was it sitting for 3 years, or did we just?
That's
submit it?
2020. 2020 was submitted on July 25th,
Okay.
2022. So it was 2 years late,
Right,
but it wasn't moved forward by the controller's office until sometime this fall. So that's over it was submitted late and it was in the controller's office for over 2 years.
but do we now have a new time frame for how long it's gonna take them? Because I've already got the request with Dan Steck to look into this, why it's taking so long.
Right.
So if the 2021 was submitted at what date?
They're working on it. It's gonna be submitted.
Okay, so not
Soon.
soon.
I don't have-
2020 hasn't been approved.
2020 has been.
Okay, it has been.
Yes, this fall it was
Okay.
approved.
So they still haven't submitted 21.
21 is gonna be submitted.
So we need to keep on top of these when they go in, because it sounds like sometimes they're just getting lost. Because
Yeah, there was a little delay here on the part of Green Gray. But everything else with help with QuickBooks, okay, help with budgeting, okay. We call and we get answers right away. So,
do we have a better idea though? Because I want to send it, well, we got to submit it now, it hasn't been submitted yet, but to keep on top to know where it is. I mean, would they regularly check with the controller's office to see the status of these?
there's an online thing you can look,
Okay,
and see, you know,
where we're at with it.
where we're at.
Okay,
If there's nothing, that means it's still sitting in the controller's office, okay? When it's okay to move on to 2022, there'll be something there telling us to do that, so you gotta check.
But then are they kind of, is 2022 in the pipeline? How long will it take them to process it after 21 gets approved? Will it be another matter of a year or?
The problem is, it sits in the controller's
Yeah,
office.
yeah.
Right, I
That's
wanna
the issue,
work-
once it's
But when
submitted,
it's submitted, I mean, once it gets approved by the controllers, is it going to be but then we have to wait for Gray and Gray to process and prepare the next one.
anything they need, they get it in a short period. of
What
time.
she's asking, Ernie, so once the comptroller has signed off and Gray has noticeable information that it's been signed off, are they just starting the 22s? Or has it already been ready for submission?
I don't have an answer to that.
I'm
I don't
assuming they
think
can start processing their end of it after comptroller has approved the previous year.
Because if it's going to take,
And it'll take 6 months, 3 months, a year,
Right.
it really depends on.
It's talking months,
Right.
okay?
Right.
So
And then
what,
they'll submit that one and it'll sit there and so on and so forth. It's not gonna happen, you're not getting 4 of them done in a year's time.
no, it's
It's
not,
not gonna happen.
it's not.
It's gonna take, she said,
It's gonna take forever for us to
she
catch
said it
up.
would take up to 2-3 years to catch up to date if
well,
we're.
that's what I want to start, it doesn't sound right though.
I agree 100%.
So we need to
but-
figure out and start putting some pressure on who's ever processing these,
Right.
because at 3 years of whack, that's pretty poor management.
Yes, it is.
I
Yes, it
mean,
is.
we were wrong being behind, but in order for us to
And we
get
want to be
ahead,
good and catch up. The system is full of delays.
so can you, we haven't submitted 2021.
That is correct.
So we
She
need to
said
know
within
when
the
that's
next
submitted
month.
and then write
It should be
regularly, I
correct.
think, for a literally write a physical letter with a stamp on it, because that'll get more emails, you just delete like that. But if you have a paper trail with a certified letter saying we're now following up on the status of X, Y, Z, and have a record of it, that they're like,
But once
2
it's
years
sent
is
into the
unacceptable.
comptroller's office, can't they begin on the next year's?
And that's where I'm wondering, is why, unless there's
That's a good question.
information.
Why
Right,
can't they have it ready, so when that one gets approved, they can send another one right in?
Because all the numbers could change if there's something wrong with the one.
right, you're gonna
submitted.
have corrections and
Then they'd have to go through the whole process, starting over again, where the corrections need to be made, because that's gonna change all your numbers out throughout the year. That's why you try and keep on to it monthly. But again, until the comptroller says there's no mistakes, this is good, you can
Can't
start the
start
next
the second
one.
one.
There's just
You
no
can
reason to
start it.
start it.
But you may have.
You can have the paperwork sitting there, but as far as trying to calculate the numbers, and you don't know, because one little mistake could be $10, it could be $10,000 in different categories, and then you're chasing it, trying to figure out where it is and where the mistake came in. And then submit that, get it approved, and then you can start the next one.
And also you have 62 counties in the state, and every county has, let's say, multiple municipalities. So you're talking at least close to about 1,000 municipalities that they're dealing with. And God knows what they have for staff, so. Like anything in bureaucracy, everything's behind the 8 ball.
So this is the question that I'm gonna ask them. Can you be ready for 2022 once 2021 has been submitted to the controller's office? We want to know
How long will it take?
how that takes. That's the big issue. Otherwise, I think our
Yeah, I just don't want them to like, after it's submitted and approved, then it takes another year for Gray to get their stuff done.
And Tim is doing a wonderful thing, I think, is that he's got the ear of State Senator Dan Steck. And so we're gonna provide him with information so that he can go and ask the controller's office why the delays.
I mean, 3 years is just, it'll take us almost 10 years to get out of where we're at now.
And then
When
we're
we start
slowly
getting grant
behind.
money or anything like that, that we really need to have the town survive.
So we're gonna just keep building behind.
I know, and we're trying to be good, okay? And they're not letting us, okay? It's just,
Broken system.
do we have a motion and second on Gray and Gray?
No.
Good question. Motion and a second. Jim makes the motion, Tim seconds it. All those in favor? Aye. 7, designation of a biweekly payroll for elected and appointed officials as well as hourly employees. Jim makes the motion. Jill seconds it. All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Designation of Corey Haynes as the appointed town historian, okay, for the calendar year ending December 31st, 2025. Jim makes the motion, Tim seconds it, all in favor, resolution passes. 9, resolution that all town board meetings for the town of Waverly shall be advertised in accordance with the Public Officers Law, Article 7, Section 92. I think we're doing a better job, okay, especially with the formal website and the use of the fireman sign. Jim makes a motion, Tim seconds it, all those in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Resolution 10, The highway superintendent can approve expenditures for unforeseen circumstances up to the amount of $2,500 or less. Jill makes the motion. Jim seconds it. All those in favor? Motion passes. Resolution 11, the town supervisor can approve expenditures for unforeseen circumstances in the amount of $2,500 or less. Jim makes the motion, Jill seconds it. All those in favor? Motion passes. Resolution 12, to pay 2025 dues for the town officials on behalf of the town of Waverly. So these are for example, the town board belongs to the State Association of Towns. So that's the primary one that's paid. And that's almost $1,000 that.
And mine.
And yours, Roger, as a membership. And so,
So it gives updated information.
yes. Motion and second on that. Joe makes a motion. Jim seconds it. All those in favor? Designation of Lawrence A. Fraser, Town Justice, as the officer authorized to sign checks or drafts and deposit any municipal or public funds into the community bank pertaining to the office of Town Justice. Jim makes the motion, Joe seconds it. All those in favor? So when you come in to sign, his records for 2024 are all there for you to look at, sign off. At the 27th meeting here in January, there'll be a motion to approve, okay, his books. And then I send a letter to Albany and the justice system that his books are in order. So we'll be finalizing that for 2024 here before the end of January. So we passed that, right? Thank you. 14, designation of Rose Bukowski appointed by Roger Hartson as the deputy highway superintendent.
You won.
That's deputy, okay? Roger runs the show. Deputy means in unforeseen circumstances, okay? Jim makes the motion, Tim seconds it. All those in favor? Aye. Motion passes. 15, all right, resolution to pay $6,000 to the St. Regis Falls Adult Center to provide senior services to our community. Joe makes the motion, Jim seconds it. All those in favor? Aye. Resolution 16, to pay $1,800 to the Potsdam Humane. It should be Humane, okay, so there's a misspelling there. Humane Society, to provide animal control services for our community. Tim makes the motion, all right, Jill seconds it. All those in favor? Resolution passes. All right, we have Roger requested a change in this resolution. When you look at the second sentence where it said will be, all right, we're going to change it to may be. That all town-owned equipment and employees may be used to maintain water and sewer systems for the town as agreed upon by the town board and the highway superintendent. Jim makes the motion. Jill seconds it. All those in favor? Resolution passes. All bills from all town departments be submitted in the town office. Joe makes the motion, Jim seconds it, all those in favor? Motion passes. 19, resolution that the town board and the town of Waverly has given authority to pay bills that will be subject to late charges to the town supervisor, such as electric, cable, or telephone bills. Joe makes the motion, Jim seconds it, all those in favor? Resolution passes. Resolution 20, resolution that the town adopt the current procurement policy. See separate sheet. I didn't make copies, sorry.
Deep in thought.
I think it's not simple.
Those are the burn barrels.
You know, the people for the hot cocoa and stuff.
16.
You've seen me before. You would not seen these.
I've got copies.
So we have policies from 2003 and I think 2011. We looked at some newer procurement policies and so we should probably update these. But this is what we have currently.
Has there been any adjustments to the municipal law that we need to be aware of? Make any changes?
Not that I'm aware of.
So when we finish this, will we update it to 2025?
Well, I think I remember I came across policies that are a little bit more current that other
Yeah.
towns had, okay? So I would say I would rather do that than to move one of these to the present. The big thing is we have policies, okay? And I'm confident on myself, Roger, and this board that we're gonna follow these policies. So we don't get into trouble like we had in the past. That's the big thing, whatever you have, means you gotta follow it.
We've had a tap water for a long time.
Okay. There she is.
26 years.
If there's no questions, do we have a motion? Jim makes a motion. Tim seconds it. All those in favor? Motion passes. 21, appointment of Amy White to perform the town sewer billing at the annual rate of $2,250, okay, for the 2025 year, which ends on December 31st. This is the same stipend that she had, okay, in 2024. Joe makes the motion. Tim seconds it. All those in favor? Resolution passes. Resolution 22, appoint Amy White to perform the town water billing, at an annual rate of $2,250, which is the term to end December 31st, 2025. This is the same stipend she had in 2024. Joe makes the motion, Tim seconds it. All those in favor? Resolution 23, appointment of Bruce Plouffe as the town code enforcement officer for the year of 2025 at a salary of $8,500. This is a $300 increase, okay, from 2024. Bruce is very diligent, okay? He's in and out of the office at least 2 times a week to check on any building permits we have or any other problems that we have. And the other thing is that he's committed, okay, when the APA finally sends their people to observe what's going on the South River Road, he's gonna be there. Roger also volunteered his services for that, so at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
remember that.
Okay, I remember that, okay?
I don't remember that.
You remember now?
You've seen it in writing on 2 different occasions. All right. Jim makes the motion, Joe seconds it. All those in favor? Resolution passes. Resolution 24, designation of Cindy Durant appointed by Ernest Witkowski as deputy town supervisor. And even though she's not here tonight, she's on board with this, okay? Tim makes the motion. Jill seconds it. All those in favor? She actually said over the course of this last year, you're using me more, okay, than Chad ever did, okay? So, particularly when it comes to signing bills and payroll, all right? If for some reason I'm not around, then she's there to sign off.
Pretty sure that's just because you take too many vacations.
I got more planned for 2025, okay? Well, so at the tail end of May and the first few days in June, okay, we're booked for an Alaskan cruise, okay?
And we're all hiding in your suitcase and
What?
we're all hiding in your suitcase and going with you.
Oh, I think that's, if we could miniaturize you, okay, that would be possible.
I'm sure, I'm very challenged.
Okay, did we get a motion in a second? No, we
For
didn't.
McCardle, no. I do on Cindy, yes,
Did we vote?
on
Yes.
Cindy.
Okay, good. Matt McCardle is the town attorney for the year 2025.
Are we happy with him?
Generally speaking, I am. Jill makes the motion, Jim seconds it, all those in favor? Resolution passes. Resolution 26, to pay $500 to North Country Life Flight Incorporated as part of our continuing agreement to support their medevac program to our community. So this is the same amount we pretty much do this year after year. Tim makes the motion, Jill seconds it, all those in favor? Resolution passes. Resolution 27, to adopt the Franklin County Multiple Jurisdiction Hazard Mitigation Emergency Plan as the town's hazard mitigation plan. Jim makes the motion, Joe seconds it. All those in favor? Resolution passes. 28, designation of Christina England as the appointed town librarian, term to end on December 31st, 2025. So she keeps our library going. She finds volunteers to cover the hours that it's open, and she orders books for us.
Little point of correction, she's not a librarian, she's a reading center director, since she's not a certified librarian.
And you're right, Corey.
Reading center what?
Director. Technically, okay, because we belong to, it's Franklin, Clinton, Essex Library System, they recognize us, okay, as a reading center,
Right.
okay? Is the legal representation
Right.
of what goes on in that building. So that's appropriate. Reading Center Director. A motion and a second. Jim makes it. Tim seconds it. Motion passes. 29, to pay $1,000 to the St. Regis Falls American Legion as part of our continuing agreement to support our community. Tim makes the motion. Jill seconds it. All those in favor? Resolution passes. A resolution to pay $500 to the St. Regis Falls Cat Palace to control stray felines. Tim makes the motion. Jill seconds it. All those in favor? Resolution passes. All right. So now we're on to item 4, possible approval of federal holidays when the town offices will be closed. And again, this was Jill's idea, and it's a good idea. So these are the federal holidays that we would close the town office with the understanding, okay, that when it's closed, the makeup day will be Thursday of that week. That's what we've been pretty much doing, okay, this year. So there's a couple of differences, okay? Independence Day falls on a Friday, all right? So we're gonna close the town offices, all right? And then we'll open, okay, the town office on July 3rd, keeping with the concept of the makeup day is Thursday. And then Tuesday, okay, November 11th is Veterans Day. And I think it's celebrated on the 11th. It's none of this Monday stuff, okay? It's on the 11th. So we'll close that day, that Tuesday, and then we'll be open up on Thursday the 13th. And I think I got them all. I don't think I missed any holidays.
You're usually closed election day, which is the first Tuesday in November.
Oh, we were?
Usually the office is closed.
I think we were open this year.
No.
I always kept it open.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the guys can get time through the federal law, so if they want to take time, so we don't have to close.
Okay.
Yeah, the highway, the contract with the highway department, that's a holiday for them.
Right.
I come down to vote, I can work, you know, so. So are we okay with this, folks? All right, so we need a motion to approve, okay, the closing of town offices on federal holidays, based on the listing that we have. Joe makes the motion, Jim seconds it, all those in favor? All right, the holidays are approved. Next one, possible approval of section 284 highway plan for this year. Roger has submitted his plan, all right, for this year. Just think, when Roger turns this in, you can barely read it, okay? So then I have to take over and I have to print things. For example, okay, for the South River Road, the resurfacing, you could barely tell that that was 16 feet, okay? So I had to ask them, what is it, 16, 18, whatever. So, but everything's been corrected.
Did that make you feel better to state that?
Because it's true. We're trying to solicit a little humor here, okay, since you started. Any questions for Roger and his plans?
For the public, could you summarize what it says?
And we all gotta sign this, because last year, we walked out of here and then I had to chase people for signatures. It's servicing of the South River Road and servicing of the Lake Azoning Road.
Do you anticipate any costs going up tremendously?
Not that I can perceive.
Motion, Jim makes the motion, Tim seconds it, all those in favor? You just pass it right down, please, Tim. Thank you very much. All right, so we need an interim overseer for water and sewer, right? And you have two pieces of paper that I handed out. We can see that our current individual who holds this license is on an extensive sick leave, which started, okay, in December and will continue to possibly January 16th. And the way that sentence is worded, there's a possibility that it could be continued. Jared Brockway has been doing all the testing, okay, in, the individual who's out on sick leave. He's been carrying the ball. However, we gotta have somebody, all right, with these licenses, all right, to cover what's going on here. Any questions up to this point? So I met with Tony LaRue, okay, who has licenses, and he's the chief operator, okay, for the town of Port Covington, and he's willing to help us out. So I interviewed him last Friday. We did a tour of the sewage treatment plant, and he needed the weekend to think about it, all right? And then he called various individuals. He wanted to talk to Jared Brockway, which he did. He called Jim, all right? He talked to Chris Loverhill, all right? So he's on board. So I have a motion to appoint Tony LaRue as interim chief operator for the St. Regis Falls wastewater treatment plant, and interim assistant operator for the St. Regis Falls Water District. Jared has his license in the water, so that's why he would be the assistant or backup for water. His compensation would be $2,000 a month, okay, from January 6th through February 5th, okay? He wants to do it for 1 month just to see how it goes. I've also contacted the DEC on this, all right, and they're also comfortable with Tony doing the job. So he's planning to come up here, you know, and spend days here. So it's not that he's gonna roll in and do testing. If Jared gets sick, or Jared has to be out of town, all right, then he will do all of the testing that's required on a given day. But otherwise, he's gonna make improvements to our operations based on his skill set, which I think is gonna prove to be invaluable to our systems. Any other questions? I need a motion and a second then. Jim makes the motion, Jill seconds it. All those in favor? All right, Toby's appointed. All right, comments?
Carter, should the dog control officer and the assessor be also resolutions?
I'm working on a dog control officer, okay? And I'll check our minutes on the assessor too.
Okay.
Thank you, but I'll pick that up again later in the month. Any questions from board members? All right. We can adjourn. Motion to adjourn. Tim makes the motion. Jill seconds it. All those in favor? Thank you for coming to this meeting.
Thank you.
Do we have to have a ready competition?
That by way, when everybody signed, I made a copy of this